Your mattress is effectively a giant, 6-inch thick sponge that's been soaking up the worst parts of your life for the last 5 to 10 years. Think about it. You spend a third of your life on that rectangle. Every single night, you're shedding millions of dead skin cells. You're losing nearly a pint of moisture through sweat and breath. And if you think your high thread count sheets are protecting you, I've got some bad news. Those sheets are basically a screen door. Everything passes right through them. Most people think that if they change their bedding once a week, they've got a clean sleep environment. But after 15 years in professional sanitation and home health consulting, I can tell you that what's lurking just 2 inches below your pillow is enough to make your skin crawl. We're talking about a microscopic ecosystem of dust mites, fungal spores, and deep-set odors that no vacuum or spray bottle freshener can touch. But here's the kicker. You don't need a $1,000 professional steam cleaning service to fix this. In fact, most of those chemical treatments actually trap moisture deeper into the foam, making the problem even worse. The real solution is sitting in your pantry right now for about $2. I know, it sounds like one of those too good to be true internet myths. I used to think the same thing until I saw the laboratory results of what a simple application of sodium bicarbonate, plain old baking soda, does to the pH levels of a mattress surface. It's not just about getting rid of that old bed smell. It's about a chemical reaction that pulls out the deep-seated moisture and neutralizes the acidic environment that these allergens need to survive. Now, you might be asking yourself why nobody told you this before. Why would the mattress companies want you to know that a pantry staple can extend the life of your bed by 5 years? They'd much rather you shell out another $2,000 for a new mattress because your old one lost its freshness. Stick with me for a minute, because there is a very specific way you have to do this. If you just dump a box of powder on your bed and call it a day, you're going to end up with a mess and a clogged vacuum. There's a science to the dwell time and a specific way to charge the baking soda with essential oils to hit the reset button on your bedroom's air quality. I've seen this work in high-end hotels, and I've used it in my own home for nearly 2 decades. Once you see the color of the powder after it's been sitting on your mattress for an hour, you'll never look at your bed the same way again. I'm serious. It's a total game changer for anyone who wakes up with a stuffy nose or just wants to actually feel clean when they crawl under the covers. If you're tired of the hidden grime in your home, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're about to pull back the curtain on the stuff most cleaning brands want to keep hidden. Ready to see how the magic actually happens? Let's get into the actual physics of why this works, because once you understand the why, you'll realize why those expensive sprays are a total waste of your money. The reason most people fail at this isn't because the baking soda doesn't work. It's because they treat it like a dusting of powdered sugar on a donut. If you just sprinkle a light layer and vacuum it up 5 minutes later, you've done absolutely nothing but create a cloud of dust. To actually pull out the microscopic debris and neutralize the pH of your mattress, you have to understand the wicking effect. Think of baking soda as a tiny, thirsty sponge. It doesn't just sit there. It actively seeks out moisture and acidic odor molecules. But it takes time. It needs a dwell time of at least 1 to 4 hours to actually bond with the oils from your skin that have seeped into the fabric over the last 1,000 nights. Here's the secret sauce that the big cleaning companies don't want you to know. If you want to take this from a basic refresh to a clinical-grade sanitization, you need to charge your baking soda first. Take a standard 16-ounce box and pour it into a glass jar. Add about 10 to 15 drops of high-quality essential oil. Now, I'm not just talking about making it smell like a spa. I'm talking about biology. If you use tea tree oil or eucalyptus, you're adding a natural antimicrobial and antifungal punch to the mix. Shake that jar until there are no clumps. You've just created a dry cleaning powder that's more effective than anything you can buy in a plastic jug at the supermarket. Now, you might be thinking, Porter, I've got a vacuum. Why can't I just vacuum the mattress and call it a day? Because a vacuum only pulls from the surface. It's like trying to clean a deep-stained carpet by just blowing a fan over it. The baking soda acts as a magnet. It draws the deep-set moisture up to the surface so the vacuum can actually grab it. When you start sifting this mixture over your mattress, and I mean a thick, even coat, like a light dusting of snow, you're starting a chemical reaction. The sodium bicarbonate begins to break down the acidic sweat residues. It's literally digesting the odors. But it gets even better. If you have a sieve or a fine mesh strainer, use it. You want the particles to be as fine as possible so they can penetrate the weave of the mattress topper. I've seen mattresses that were 10 years old, destined for the landfill, come back to life after just one deep treatment like this. You'll see the powder start to clump in certain areas, usually where you sleep most often. That's not a mistake. That's the baking soda doing its job, grabbing onto the oils and dead skin cells that have been trapped in the fibers for years. It's honestly a little gross when you see it, but it's incredibly satisfying to know that stuff is finally leaving your bed. I know this sounds like a lot of prep, but trust me, your lungs will thank you when you're breathing clean air at 3:00 a.m. If you're finding this helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It helps me know that you're serious about taking back control of your home's health. Now, you're probably wondering how you actually get this stuff off without ruining your expensive vacuum cleaner. There's a trick to the extraction process that separates the pros from the amateurs, and if you skip this next step, you might end up with a face full of dust and a broken motor. Ready to see the final magic trick? Let's talk about the extraction and the one finish move that keeps the bed fresh for months, not just days. Now, here's where things can go south real quick if you aren't careful. You've got a mattress covered in powder, and your first instinct is to grab your heavy-duty upright vacuum and start scrubbing. Stop right there. If you use the main floor head of your vacuum, you're just going to grind that gritty, oil-soaked soda deeper into the quilting. Plus, baking soda particles are incredibly fine. They can absolutely shred at a standard vacuum motor if you just let them fly. The pro move is to use the upholstery attachment, the one with the little felt strips on the bottom. And you've got to be patient. We're talking slow, overlapping passes. You want to hear that hiss as the vacuum pulls the powder out from between the fibers. But here's the part that feels like actual magic. When you look at the powder inside your vacuum canister, it's not going to be that pristine, bright white color anymore. It's going to look a little gritty, maybe even a bit gray or yellow. That is the physical evidence of the sweat, oils, and hidden debris that has been living with you for years finally being evicted. Now, you might think you're done, but if you stop here, you're just leaving the door open for the cycle to start all over again next week. This is what I call the finish move, and it's the difference between a clean bed and a healthy sleep environment. Before you put the sheets back on, you need to let that mattress breathe for another 30 minutes completely bare. Open a window. Let the sunlight hit it if you can. UV light is nature's best disinfectant, and it helps set the work you just did. But here is the real secret to making this last for 6 months instead of 6 days. Most people use those cheap, plastic-feeling mattress protectors that make you sweat like you're in a sauna. Throw those away. You want to look for a high-quality, breathable bamboo or tinsel protector. It needs to be waterproof to keep the moisture out of the sponge, but breathable enough that it doesn't trap heat. It's an investment of maybe $40 that protects a $2,000 mattress. It's a complete no-brainer. And while you're at it, This is the perfect time to rotate that mattress 180 degrees. Most of us sleep in the exact same spot every night, which compresses the internal structures and creates valleys that trap even more allergens. Give it a spin. It'll feel like a brand new bed tonight. I'm telling you, the first time you crawl into a bed that has been deep cleaned like this, you'll notice the difference immediately. The air feels lighter. The stale smell is gone. You'll probably find yourself waking up without that morning congestion for the first time in years. I know this seems like a bit of a project, but your health and your sleep quality are worth $2 worth of baking soda and an hour of your time. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about keeping a cleaner, healthier home, and that's exactly why I started this channel. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you've tried this before, or let me know what other hidden cleaning problems you're dealing with. I read every single one of them. And if you want more of these industry secrets that the big brands are trying to hide from you, make sure you're subscribed to Smart Senior Secrets. We've got a whole series coming up on how to de-age your home without spending a fortune. Sleep well tonight. You've earned it.